Hello, race fans. This is Larry Supermouth Huffman, AMA Hall of Fame announcer, and this isn't Supercross. It's Wednesday! And you're watching Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian. Stand by while the boys teach secrets of bay bass fishing with Roman on his 6-second nitro-burning pedal drive kayak, and Brian in his Cool Baits high-speed dragster boat that he takes out every Sunday. Be there!
Hello, a little button malfunction there. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fishy Hour. It's Wednesday. Yay! What's up, Brian? How's it going today?
Well, going great. How are you?
Pretty good.
Like that drawing a sheep head behind your head.
Oh yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah. It's a work in progress for over a year now, over 2 years maybe.
I think I remember watching you draw that live on the show once.
That's like my 10th draft of it. I just need to finish it off. Just need to finish it. Finish it.
Looks good. Good start, at least.
Yeah, it's funny. How's it going?
It's going great. I'm super excited, guys, about this show. We're going to talk a lot about a pickle run. It's going to be fun.
Perfect. And also, I see. Okay, let's do quick. First chat, first like. I'm gonna give the first chat to Mr. Spinning Rod Rebel Marvin. What is it, Marvin? Welcome back.
Hey, Marvin.
And we'll give the first like to Leonard. What up, Leonard? Welcome back. I see Arnie, Kuda Carlos in the house. What's up? Doug, Ruben, El Sueño in the house. Eric Lehman, Eric the Judge Lehman. Welcome back, Eric. Kuda Carlos. I got All Nighter Hyder. What's up, Hyder? It's been up forever, dude. Welcome back.
Hyder's back.
Nice,
Hyder,
dude.
you going on the pickle run?
Are you going to the pickle run, Hyder? Let us know. SoCal Steve in the house. What up, SoCal Steve? I got Mr. Arnie. What's up, Arnie? Welcome back. Captain Dan. Yeah. TV Metal Art. Cal. Cave Dog in the house. What up, Cal? I got Iron Fish. What's up? Welcome back. Dario Simons. What up? Eric Klein. What up, Eric? Welcome back. Very cool. All right, guys. Do me a favor if you just came in, hit that like button, guys. We're really trying to bump up the Google, the YouTube gods. Let us get more people in here and promote it to the subscribers we do have. So hit that like button, guys, when you get a chance. Cool. So first order of business.
Pop top, dude.
All right, let's do this. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best pop top you ever heard in your life, 1 being the worst, rate this pop top.
Polar seltzer water.
Wait, how is that working, Brian? How come it's not in front of your microphone?
I don't know.
and also, was that an echo effect?
No effects. That was all real.
Nice.
10 plus. All right. 11. Killing it.
An echo effect.
I may have made a modification to my setup. Maybe. Pop
Nice.
top modification. I got to compete.
Nice. Very nice.
I got to compete with you.
Very cool.
Yeah. 9.5, Captain Dan. Thank you, Captain Dan. Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. That's going to be a lot of fun. Spinner on Melton. Kuda Carlos. What's up, Kuda? Kuda Carlos is going to be in PB Shoutouts tonight. Hang out. You want
11 to 15. Dang.
Dang,
Wow.
Cal, thanks, man. I'm waiting to see what Salty gives me. He's my toughest critic. 9.99. Oh, you're gonna have a hard time competing with that one, dude.
Nice. All right, that's all good.
0.4.
I don't need these gimmicks. I don't need these echoey gimmicks.
There was no echo. That was all natural. I'm just in a big.
I'm going for the full view.
Thanks, Benji.
Look at that. How cold it is. Look at that. You can see the beads of moisture on there. Yeah. Dang, look at.
He's milking you guys.
Dang.
Let's hear it.
So MMFC on there is gonna drip on my keyboard. Bam. All right, here we go. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best pop top you ever heard in your life, 1 being the worst, rate this pop top.
Good job. Cheers.
Where is it? Close. There it is. Cheers, guys. Cheers, Brian.
Cheers. Captain Dan give you 10. I think Captain Dan will give you.
Oh, I got a 20.
20.
Yes.
You had to rub that thing and show it off.
A 0.
CUDA 0. There you go. That was strong. 10. All right. So consider this to be continued. 13.
To be continued. Yeah. Nah, you're winning me. You're average winning me out right now. Cool.
I don't know. Pretty close.
All right, guys. We're gonna focus today on getting prepared for the pickle run we're about to do. If you don't know what a pickle run is, we're gonna go over that. And if you want to come, there's still time to participate, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what do we got?
Okay, so we're going to start out with some announcements that Roman basically told you what the show's going to be about. First announcement, Roman mentioned on Monday maybe a possible Rancho Leonero trip.
Yes.
And there's an email list.
There's definitely going to be a Rancho Leonero trip next year, September.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be sending out the information via my email list. So if you want to know about the trip, you got to be on the email list. The way to get on the email list, you type in !25 tips into the chat, and you get a link. It's going to take you to my website. It's going to ask you for your name and your email address. If you're already on my list, don't worry about it. I'll send you the email. You'll get the information. But it's going to be easier for me to run it through there. And then what up, Dave Rage?
What's up?
Very cool.
Dave's
So that's how we're gonna keep you guys informed on the Rancho Leonero trip. And then there you go. Thanks, Leonard. Perfect. All right, cool. Next announcement.
So this not this weekend, but next weekend, October 8th, the Eric Lehman WTF League is holding another tournament, and it's going to be for the smallest bag of spotties, shortest. So that should be pretty fun. Instead of going for big ones, you're going to go for little ones. And that's easy to do, right? So that's going to be interesting. That is, if you're interested in that, you can message at Spotty Bowl on Instagram or on Discord, the judge, Eric, and he can give you the information about that. But it's on October 8th, San Diego Bay, smallest spotty bag, shortest. So that should be fun.
Very nice.
Submission C was this weekend, so looking forward to hearing about that. I was not able to go, unfortunately.
Do you guys know if Muto's going to do something on Thursday for submission at sea?
Yeah, I'm sure.
In the chat, let me know if you do. I don't want to. We're kind of don't want to steal his thunder. Let him talk. Let him go over his charter. So
yeah, maybe stay tuned for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's it for announcements, Roman. Unless you got anything else.
Let's get on with the show.
Okay, guys, let's get on with the show. So we've been talking about this pickle run for months. We postponed it. We had a hurricane. We've had other events going, and it is actually here, guys. This Saturday, October 1st, is the pickle run. So we've been talking about it. It's here. I hope you guys are ready for it. In Discord, I put out the itinerary. It's a PDF that details out just some of the times and details, a couple gear items that you need to bring. So if you want to go into Discord, check out this PDF and go through it, and it'll give you a little bit of an itinerary. But also tonight, I'm going to talk about what we're going to do and how the pickle run actually works. So Roman, sorry, losing my voice here already. Roman, I'm going to go into a screen share.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
I haven't done this for a while, guys.
Fancy. I can't get my lights to turn on, guys. I don't know what's happening. I'm just here in the darkness talking to you guys. Might be busy, says Doug.
Doug, might be busy. We've been talking about it for months.
Why is that pickle pink? What do you mean? All right, here we go.
Oh, my printer ran out of ink. Sorry, guys.
The sausage run. All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, I'm formally trained at the Disney Art Academy, and every once in a while I like to show off my skills. I did this several years ago with a story about Roman throwing me an A-rig, and I'm gonna go ahead and basically when I give a presentation, sometimes a visual helps, Roman. Like I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do at the pickle run and how to prepare, but always a visual. I'm a visual guy, right? So all right, let me know when you're ready.
Alrighty, you're on screen. Your presentation is up.
Okay, so Pickle Run 2022. You're going to want to get there early. So, guys, get to Dana Landing early. Thank you. This is just one of many slides.
Very nice.
So you're going to get to Dana early, and when you get there, there's going to be a few things that are going to happen. I'm going to go over this, but I'm just telling you, we're going to come up with a time midway through this, but you're going to get to Dana Landing early. That's at Mission Bay. That's where we're actually going to be launching out of.
Wait.
When you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
When you get there, you're going to unload all your gear, and you're going to get ready to launch. You know, you're going to be talking to the guy saying, "What's up, yo?" But get to Dana Landing, unload your kayak, unload your gear, get it down by the launch ramp, and get it ready. But we're not going to quite launch at that moment right there. Park your car, leave your car at Dana Landing. So when you get there, you're going to unload and leave your car there.
Okay.
And in Discord, if you've been paying attention, I've been asking for volunteer drivers. And this is where the volunteer drivers, the shuttle drivers, are going to shuttle their cars over to Shelter Island launch ramp to drop them off so that they're going to be there when we get to the end of the pickle run. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 volunteers. I need about 2 more volunteers. So if you guys can go into Discord, if you've got a truck or a vehicle that can fit like 2 or 3 people, I need 2 more vehicle volunteers. So those volunteers are going to head over to Shelter Island launch ramp, and they're going to leave their vehicles there. And then we're all going to hop in one vehicle, and the shuttle drivers are going to head back to Dana Landing. So we're all going to go back to Dana Landing, and we've already left our kayaks there, ready to be launched. So when I'm saying get there early, guys, especially the shuttle drivers, because we're going to need like an extra at least 45 minutes to drive over to shelter and then come back and then launch. And we're trying to get everything in the water by 6:30 a.m. The sun comes up about 6:15-ish, so 6:30 would be a good time to take our group photo and everything. So we want to be in the water at 6:30. So after we come back, all the shuttle drivers, everybody will launch their kayaks into the water. Are you laughing at my?
That's so good.
At my art. And these are actual people in the MMFC. You guys can decide on who's who. We're going to go ahead and launch our kayaks and be in the water ready by 6:30. So once the shuttle drivers have all got back, you guys may already be in the water, but remember, we're not heading out at that point until everybody's in the water. Once everybody gets in the water, we're going to meet at 6:30 in front of the Dana Landing. We don't want to clog up that whole area where the launch ramp is because there's going to be boats coming in and out of there. So we're kind of right out in that open Paradise Point area between Dana and that. We're going to group all up, make sure we've got everybody, do a head count. We know who's there, who's on the water before we take off. So we know exactly how many boats went out. That way when we get back, we can count exactly how many went. And we're going to take our group photo. So we're going to get out in front of Paradise Point, take our group photo, and do a body check. How many people are there? And at that point, that will be your last chance to make any changes if you need to. Then we're going to spend the day, the whole day. Plan on, guys, I would say 10 to 12 hours. I think we figured it's about 20 miles. So spend the whole day fishing and making our way to Shelter Island. So it's gonna be a fun trip, guys. But remember, it's gonna be a long trip. Once we get to Shelter Island, we're gonna pull all our kayaks out of the water and get them ready to load. So we're gonna pull those out of the water, and we're probably gonna set them up in the grass or somewhere, because at that point, all the cars are still gonna be at Dana. So we're gonna get all the kayaks out, but they're not gonna be ready to load yet. Then the shuttle drivers. That the cars that we left there in the morning, everybody that left a car at Dana is going to load into those shuttles, and we're going to head back to Dana Landing to get those vehicles. So we all get in the vehicles and do a caravan over to Dana and pick up the vehicles we left there in the morning. Then we're going to bring those vehicles back, and everybody's going to load up their kayaks, get everything loaded, parked, in your vehicle, parked away, tucked away. Hopefully we can get them all in eyesight. And then at the very end, your guys are welcome to hang out after for some food and tell your fishing stories or whatever.
That's so good.
Yeah. So you're welcome. I'm not sure what the food's going to be. I think Coach is volunteering to make something. He usually makes hot dogs and bacon and stuff like that. But you're welcome to bring some snacks to share too. But you can hang out afterwards and reminisce. I don't know how long we're going to be there because depending on how long it takes us to get across, we may only be there half an hour. I don't know. Maybe there 40 minutes. Who knows? Maybe they're 2 hours. I don't know. But welcome to hang out. And that is the end of the presentation, Roman.
Very nice. Brian, I said, Brian, don't draw the food.
It's cooking. See it on the grill?
That's so funny.
Damn it,
All right, I'm gonna switch over here. Nice. Let's give a round of applause for the awesome presentation. Nice, dude. That's so fun.
It took me about a month to draw all that. You know, it took me like 3 hours just to get the shading right on Coach's mask on his buff. Thank you, Doug.
Very nice.
Yeah, a lot of training that goes involved with art like that. Okay, this is the point, guys, where if you have any questions about the pickle run, now is your chance. So I'm just gonna mainly talk about the time schedule. When I get all my shuttle drivers, we're gonna have to get there early, guys. I'm sorry, it's part of the volunteer position. I know, Roman's a shuttle driver. Right now, I'm a shuttle driver. Roman's a shuttle driver. Oscar and Dan. And unfortunately, we've got to make that journey and then come back. So we're going to need to get there about 40 minutes earlier than everybody else.
So we lose one car in that shuffle, right? Because we have to come back.
My vehicle will be the comeback vehicle. I can fit 6 people in it unless we can get something bigger. So I'm trying to get 6, a total of 7 vehicles is what I want.
Okay.
And then my vehicle, that would be, we'll probably get up to 2 vehicles come back. I don't know. The shuttle drivers, we'll figure that out. I'm not going to, once I get enough shuttle drivers, we're going to have to basically figure out what we're going to do. But we're going to have to meet there early, shuttle drivers. Thank you so much for volunteering.
We do need a bus.
Get enough shuttle drivers, guys. This adventure is going to be very tough to pull off. So if you guys, I know it sucks to wake up a little earlier than everybody else, but if you guys have a vehicle, we need a couple more shuttle drivers. It's right now we've got 4. I need a minimum of like 7 or 8. So I'm asking you guys to make this happen. We need a couple shuttle drivers.
This is a way to do it. So we don't have to have people that have a vehicle that can carry 2 kayaks, right? So you know what? Even if it means that we do multiple trips,
Yeah, I mean, we want this to happen.
Ideally, we wanted to have it with one trip. Like one load or one, but everybody just has to do one trip, not multiple trips to get everybody back.
And then you don't have to unload the kayaks twice. Load them up at shelter and unload them at Dana. It's just going to be easier to do it this way, guys.
Yep.
But please volunteer on Discord or get a hold of me somehow. We'll get you on the list, and as the volunteers, we'll figure out what time. Everybody else, I don't know how long it takes you to unload your gear. Usually it takes me about 30-40 minutes to get it out of my truck, load everything, tie it up, put it in the water. So plan on being in the water no later than like 6:20. So if it takes you an hour to get ready, obviously you're going to get there at about 5:20. So plan on having your kayak in the water at 6:20, ready to go, ready to pedal. So however long that takes you, that's when you need to show up. Cool. Anything else about the pickle run, Roman, that I may have missed? Let me look at my notes here. Shuttle drivers got that. Just remember, guys, some of the gear that I mentioned in here, definitely we're going to buy some waters to put on Captain Dan's boat. Oh, and by the way, Kevin, he may not be making it. So unfortunately, Kevin may have to do something with the CCA this weekend. I'm not sure what. But he has not given me a definite yes if he's making it. But don't worry, guys. We have a backup. We have Captain Dan is going to be our mothership out there. So Captain Dan is going to take over that position. And we're going to have a few waters on Captain Dan's boat for emergencies. But guys, remember, this is like a 12-hour journey. Bring at least like 5 or 6 bottles of water. I would say just bring as many in your little cooler will fit, because you're going to be going through a lot of water. It's going to be hot. You're going to be pedaling all day.
Yeah, so we really want you guys to be able to self-sustain. Yep. The support boat is just in case something goes wrong. We shouldn't be set up to depend on it. Be set up to be self-sufficient on the water to make your way through the whole trip. So bring food, bring water, sunscreen, everything you would think you would need for a long trip like that. Okay.
Yeah, maybe a little extra more water than you're used to, just because you're going to be sweating a lot. I mean, normally you probably don't go 20 miles in a session. You're probably just lollygagging around the bays like me, you know, just kind of hanging out. So this is going to be a little more strenuous. Bring snacks. One thing that's mandatory that everybody's going to have is a PDF or life jacket. You should have that. You have to have that on this event. We don't want anybody going out there without that. So make sure you bring your PDF. Not mandatory, but recommended is a VHF radio. We're going to be using those a lot for communicating on the water, and we're also going to have the Discord channel up. So I talked about that like last Wednesday. We have a Discord, and in that Discord, if you guys used to go out in our old meetups, we would get in the voice channel, and we'd bring our wireless headsets, and you could talk back and forth via your phone through the Discord channel. And it's a cool way to communicate on the water. We used to do it all the time in our group meetings, and you can hear and communicate with everybody talking. So that's a cool way to do it. And if you do bring that, excuse me, guys, you might want to fully charge up your phone, and you might want to even bring one of those little backup chargers, because 12 hours, depending on what phone you have. I don't know if it'll last that whole day.
Most phones don't last a whole day.
Yeah.
But that way you can conserve your radio for emergencies.
Yep. Got that too. All right. Any questions? Did you go over? Salty Dangler says 1 gallon minimum. Yeah, that's probably good. And
you actually have to drink it, not just take it around.
Yeah, don't forget to drink it, guys. Sometimes by the time you're dehydrated, it's and you know what? Drink the night before. If you go out into the day fully hydrated, you're not trying to catch up with that water. So go, drink that morning on the way there. Drink that night before. Just think of it as like your body. If you start out the day dehydrated or not hydrated, you're always going to be catching up. You're always going to be trying to catch up with your water. If you go into it fully hydrated, and then you can maintain that, you're going to have a much better day than trying to keep up staying hydrated. So go in hydrated. Drink on the way there. Drink the night before. Drink lots of water.
Important thing if you're trying to get hydrated is not to drink. Not to chug a bunch at once, because then you'll end up doing the opposite. It'll just flush you out. You need to drink consistently, small amounts or a couple sips here and there, but like frequently.
Right. One of the first signs you'll notice is you'll start cramping up, and then by then you're gonna be trying to catch up.
Yeah, by the time you're cramped up, you're already dehydrated. By the time you feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated. It's fast.
Okay, VHF channel, Captain Dan wants to say. What channel do we usually like 69 is a universal, right? I think 69, 72, we could use 72, but that's pretty.
No, not 72. 72 is like.
So, want to make it channel 69?
Yeah, 72 is like the boat fleet. Yeah. Or the kayak fleet, bro.
We'll make that announcement, guys, at the morning of, so we can do a radio check for everybody. But we're gonna say right now, channel 69 is gonna be our channel out on the water. So, but we'll definitely do a radio check before we take off, and just make sure everybody's working. What is that? You got your radio out, huh? Let me make sure we don't have any other questions about it, and then we'll move on.
Check Bishop Bay.
It's actually a channel. When did Beavis and Butthead go kayak fishing? That's a good one.
So,
all right,
so we agree on the channel 69, right?
There you go.
Is that gonna show my house? GPS.
Yeah, Dave Rich says, yeah, guys, remember this is October 1st, which is also the lobster opener. I think we're gonna be fine because we're gonna be, hugging the coast down there. We're gonna be close to that kelp. We'll be fine. And
same thing happened last year, right?
Some chatter on the radio.
Yes, yeah, but it wouldn't be on channel 69, I don't think.
And if we get to a point where our channel's being flooded, we'll just say we're gonna have a drop down channel, and we'll drop down to a different channel, maybe one's not so flooded. And that's one of the advantages of Discord. That's only our group. Nobody that's not on the Discord can listen in either.
That's right. We'll use
exclusive
secret information on the Discord channel.
Okay, so I'm going to move on from the pickle run unless there's anything else. This is it, guys. Okay, so one of the items that we're recommending to bring, and I'm fairly new to kayaking, Roman. I've only had a kayak, 3 months maybe? We've been out about 6 times. So one of the items I had to go purchase is a portable, floating, waterproof.
Hello?
Let me see if I can get on mine. Maybe you think it'll have the range from my house to your house?
No way.
Portable.
Brian.
I got you, Roman, loud and clear.
Whoa, that's cool.
So this is a great item to have. One of the reasons is, if you think about this, we're a lot of us are going out to sea, and survival at sea, that comes into my mind. You know what I mean? I don't think you could talk to anybody that has had a potential problem or a problem at sea that was like, oh, I knew this was going to happen. Anytime this happens, a problem, it's usually a surprise. It's always a surprise, unexpected. So you want to be prepared for, the worst case scenario. That's anybody that goes out on these type of trips, you always plan for worst case scenario. And probably one of the most important items you have is actually one of these. Because if you do run into the situation where your kayak's taken on water, you flipped it, you can't get back in it, you want to have a way to communicate with the other boats or a boat near you, or even if you have a distress call, the Coast Guard or lifeguard or anybody you can get a hold of on this thing. So, Roman, let's talk about our specific models and why we chose these ones. And remember, guys, this could happen to anybody. Don't think that just because you've been kayaking for 20 years and you've got everything down, you've never had a problem, this could happen. This type of distress could happen to anybody. And it isn't just kayakers with these portable things. I've heard of boaters keeping these, because now when I go out on my boat, I take this with me also. If your boat takes on a lot of water, and in my boat, all my batteries are in the back of the boat, which is usually the first thing to go.
Yep.
Once those batteries go out and it pops the fuses, and guess what? Your VHF radio in your boat is going out at the exact same time.
Yep. If you have to abandon ship, you abandon the radio too.
You abandon ship, and you don't have any type of device, and most likely your phone is going to get wet and it's going to be destroyed in a short amount of time. That is another thing that these will come in handy, even if you have a boat, not a kayak. So that's why we wanted to talk about these this week, mainly because of the Pickle run, and we're going offshore with this. So the model I picked up, and Roman has the similar model, but it's last year's model, I think.
That's probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
2 years ago. I picked up this did my research on it, mainly talking to Roman and other people in the club. That's a great thing about Discord and being in this club is somebody wants to pick up an item, and guess what? You've got like years and years of experience with stuff like this that have gone through the trying different ones out and trying different radios. And to me, the consensus in our groups felt like that this was a good one to go with. So I went with the Standard Horizon HX 890, and this thing sells for about $200, which is pricey, but it's got a lot of nice features in it, and that's why it is so pricey. They make a model below it. I don't know all the features on that, but this one had all the features I was looking for. So I'm going to show you exactly what this thing came with. Comes with a novel, the manual, which I've gone through pretty heavily. It comes with, this is pretty cool. It comes with, did yours come with this? It comes with a charging stand. So has rechargeable lithium battery built into it.
Yeah. Mine, let me go back onto my screen real quick. So mine's an older model. It does have that little station where you set it in so it charges with these little connectors.
Yep.
But look at mine's already kind of getting a little bit of that green from like the salt water. So
corrosion.
Yeah, a little corrosion. So just make sure you rinse it after every trip, even if you don't dunk it, because even just like the moisture in the air is going to make it salty. So sometimes if I put it in the slot, it doesn't charge. I have to go through here and kind of like just scrape off the corrosion, and then it makes good contact. I think lemon is a good way to clean it with too. Yeah,
lemon vinegar. Comes with a little nice clip, which clips on the back. So if you're connecting it to your vest, it's pretty nice. Clips on the back. And it came with this little like a lanyard, which is nice too, so that way you can hook something up to it so it doesn't fall out of your kayak. Of course, it came with the power cord. It comes with this, which is pretty cool too. This charging station can also run off of DC power. Just plug it into your lighter on your boat, or if you have that on your kayak. So it came with that charger. It came with a backup, like a 6, looks like AAAs or AA's.
Oh yeah.
So it came with that battery. And I don't know if your model has this, Roman, but mine came with a USB adapter, so I could charge it
Oh, it does charge through there?
Yeah, I can chart. Well, that's the guy West Marine told me. I haven't tried it yet.
I just saw this. Hold on. This port right here. It says data on it. I don't know what it was, but
yeah, that's exactly what mine is too.
But it's
so
it's a USB connector. So.
Yep, mine came with that. I saw that you can download some information like your GPS coordinates that you're at or saved waypoints, stuff like that on it.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'm not sure exactly all the data. I don't. Maybe there's updates it can do too, but it comes with the cord and it has a data input.
Yeah, this will do navigation, all that good stuff. It's a very pretty powerful unit. So the reason I got this one is because it actually floats. Like when it hits salt water, these contacts detect that's in the water, and then this strobe will start to blink here.
Yeah, that's another cool thing about this one, guys. Is if it gets in the water, the strobe light will turn on automatically. So I guess if you're at night or you just can't see the thing. So that's a pretty cool feature on this. Comes with an 1800 milliamp lithium batteries. Mine says it's on the box it'll last 19 hours, so pretty much the entire day. Turn mine on.
Yeah. So Cal Steve, live demonstration. We'll leave it on. We'll leave the live stream on and just have it like have it like drain.
And one thing mine has built in.
It does? As a radio?
FM radio.
Don't be playing copyrighted music on here, Brian.
Anything. Which is pretty cool because I actually used that on my kayak the other day. If you have an FM radio, you're getting bored, the fishing.
That's true. Listen to the baseball. Listen to the baseball game.
Party. That's right.
Listen to the baseball game if you can't watch it on your phone. Make sure that'll drain your battery faster though.
Whatever. That's for when I'm in the bay.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so it has a big display screen, which is nice. I don't know if can you see that, Roman? It has a big display screen, which is nice. Gives your channel right up here top. It's got the standard menu buttons where this button controls whatever is on that screen right there. Shows your longitude and latitude, which is nice. And that's basically why me and Roman picked this model, because it has that GPS built into it, which is nice. So if you're out on your kayak and you've got a distress signal, you have that built into this. I mean, you could probably say, "Hey, I'm out in front of the pipe in front of Ballast Point," and make that. But if you have exact coordinates and you're out to sea, it's going to make it much easier to find you. Other things this has built into it. Sorry.
Go ahead. Keep going. I'm kind of like looking through it has the weather report, man overboard.
Yeah, it has all the weather channels built into it. One of the things that sold me on this model below the one before it has this button on the back. I don't know if yours has this, Roman, but it is, you open up this little hatch right here, and if you hold this button for 3 seconds, it'll automatically send out a distress signal for you. So that it has like I'm going to get into that right now, actually. That distress signal, when you buy this and you first turn it on, which I have not registered mine yet, but I'll show you exactly what it's going to show. Have you done yours yet?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm waiting to get my boat. Then I'll register this radio to my boat. We'll go over that in a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you need to register this. It has a thing called an MMSI number. And right when you turn it on, if you're not registered, it makes a beeping noise and tells you you're not registered yet. And that feature is not going to work. The distress feature is not going to work until you register it. Don't push the red button. Yeah. How do I register that, Roman? Well, you go on Google, type in Boat US MMSI, and then you're going to click basically you're new. You have to register this thing, and it takes you through about 25 questions, pretty basic questions. Probably only takes about 10 minutes to register it, and then they assign you this number.
MMSI?
Enter that number, and the questions that you answer are basically your personal information. So if it does send out that signal, when they pull up that number, it'll give all of your personal information so they know exactly who they're going to have to save, I guess, at that point. That's what cool. That number's. That's what MMSI.
Looks like it's free. Oh yeah, I see it. I'm gonna put the link in the chat, boys. It's pretty.
And if you see the icon where it says new, I think, and then you just click on that, you could probably register yours right now while I'm talking. And then, yeah, you put in your address, I think some information about your craft, your boat, and that way it's all stored in there. You get that number. Then you're going to go through the features and enter that number in here. And that's the only way this feature is going to work. So if we paid all this money for that feature, I think it's a step me and Roman are going to take before the pickle run. Right?
Very cool. All right. So if you're not a Boat US member, you got to pay $25.
Yeah.
Okay. So you pay $25 to obtain a Boat US membership. And then that allows you to register that button.
It gives you the MMSI number, which is assigned to you. So
that
like
makes
that
sense.
MMSI number will be assigned to this radio. So when you hit that, it'll send that information, and then that MMSI number will tell whoever you've alerted your exact information. TV Metal Art says lifeguard dispatch is who it goes to.
Yeah. But
I think
okay. So MMSI is free to Boat US members, but can also be obtained by non-members for a fee of $25. As a thank you for registering for MMSI, we will include a complimentary 1-year membership to Boat US. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. So basically, you're paying $25 to become a Boat US member so that you get it for free. Right. Cool. It's cool. I dig it.
Let me look at some of this stat. If you have a high or low power settings on for choose between comms between each run, the high setting will drain more. Yeah. So I think this has 2 different wattages. This thing has a 6-watt capability, which is pretty good, I think, for a handhold. When I've been trying this thing out on the water, it gets about a 3, maybe 4 mile range.
It's right here in the middle. Right here. It says high, medium, or low. And there's just the amount of power it's going to use to transmit the signal. I usually have mine set to high. That way it can reach as much as possible.
Yeah, it's about on the box. It says it'll go 3 to 5 miles, and that seems pretty good. But remember, when you're in a kayak, you're sitting much lower, and if you're falling in the water, even lower than that. So that could affect the range of it. Versus if you're in the top of a tuna tower in a boat, the higher you can get, the longer range it's obviously going to have. This thing actually also, believe it or not, Roman, has a waypoint navigation. So if
I've used it before.
If you're out to sea and your fish finder dies on you, and let's just say you're in your boat, you're 10 miles out, and you're not good at reading a compass, or you don't have a compass, this could be a backup way to find your way back. As long as you have coordinates on where you're going, you enter those coordinates, and then it'll actually put a directional arrow, and it'll take you right to that waypoint. So it could work as a backup navigation, or if you're in a kayak and you don't have a fish finder with a GPS, then there you go. At least you have some type of navigation also.
It's got the Navi right there. Look at that.
Muto's in. What's up, Muto? How are you? It worked well on the boat when we went offshore for tuna this year. That's right. Muto hadn't got his electronics yet, and he was. I remember that thing reaching several miles from my boat to Muto's boat. So yeah, and I've been testing it, and it's been working pretty well.
Oh, I got some waypoints in here too. Look at
that. Oh, cool. Share them.
Oh, very cool.
If you go into this manual too, guys, I would recommend checking this out. There's so many features in this. Obviously, me and Roman don't know them all or talk about them all, but go through this manual. There's cool things that this thing can do. I don't know if you're ever use them, but there's a lot of cool things in here. Couple things I noticed is there is in the very back, like me, I don't know what every single channel means. There's 77 channels, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know. It has in the back of the manual, and it tells you basically what every channel is for, which is nice, because I don't think anybody in here can tell me what all 77 channels are.
The only thing we're going to talk about in this episode is just don't use channel 16, because channel 16 is like 911. It's for emergencies only. So use it if it's a real emergency. If you're sinking, if somebody got into an accident, you need the Coast Guard or the lifeguards. Use channel 16. Okay, emergencies. Yeah. Otherwise, stay off of there.
Red button on here that will automatically take you to channel 16.
So stay off that channel. And then Graham asked if it's VHF line. Isn't VHF line of sight? It is. Pretty much all radio signals are line of sight.
Yeah, that's why when you see those guys that go way offshore, they've got that gigantic antenna sticking 12 feet up out of their boat. They get a much longer range with that.
Oh, ICOM makes a great radio too, says Doug. SoCal Steve says I have ICOM. Cool. Yaesu ham radio. Oh, I haven't done any ham radio stuff, Cal, but that stuff kind of is interesting to me. It's like very geeky.
It's a ham radio club in my town.
Is there?
Yeah.
That's
Come
cool.
on up, join it.
Should check what channel and be like, hello.
It has a man overboard feature on this. So if somebody falls out of your boat, you can actually hit one button and it's a man overboard, and it'll instantly make a waypoint of those GPS settings. So that way, when you go back, hopefully to find that person or you're adrift, it has a man overboard feature, which I thought was pretty cool too. It has a feature where you can give if you're out to sea, it'll give you a weather alert. If a weather alert goes out, if a storm's coming or lightning or whatever, it has a feature you can turn on where that'll automatically kick on and tell you.
Cool. All right. So there you go. No questions about radio. You guys are good. You guys, if you don't feel like you gotta buy this radio, guys. These are the radios that we use, and we have a little bit of experience with. So I feel comfortable recommending it. Okay. If you feel more comfortable with a different radio, that's fine. Just have a radio. That's the main point. Have a radio. And if you're looking for some examples, these are good ones. Also, see the guys in the chat mentioning the ICOM radios. What model ICOM guys are like the best radio that the ICOM makes? And so for me, it's got to float, and it's got to have that 5-watt power range or 5-watt power setting that goes more than or close to 5 miles. Right. If it's not rough seas, right? Line of sight again. And yeah.
This model says you can actually submerge it in up to 5 feet of water for up to 30 minutes. That's what it's rated at. So it's not just water resistant. It's waterproof up to 5 feet, 30 minutes.
Cool. So
another thing I want to recommend, I bought mine at West Marine. I usually don't give shout outs to the retailers, but they offer a 3-year warranty. I think it was $25 or $39 on that. And I've heard nothing but good things about if you do have especially being in the kayak, if you have a problem, they have a very good return policy with that warranty. So I purchased that too, assuming I'm going to flip or drop it or something one day.
That's funny.
Also get an extended antenna.
What's ComSec?
I don't. What was it again? Say that.
ComSec, security, ComSector. I don't know. That's cool though. I like it. Ham radio guys are finding each other. You also get extended antenna for the handheld to make them longer range. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, cool. All right, let's move on from the topic. We're done with this one. What's All
right, let's move on, guys. Hold on one second, Roman. Get going. PB shout out.
Oh, that's right. Oh man, we still got PB shout out. Let's go.
Hold on one second, Roman.
This I'm gonna put the slide up and play the music while the slide is up. Like just when you're ready. I'm gonna go back to me for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start PB shoutouts. If you want to be part of PB shoutouts, send your photos to Brian and a little bit of a story with what happened, and we'll feature you on PB shoutouts. Muto, we didn't get that many from Submission at Sea. I put mine up because I wanted to share it. Hoping that we don't steal any of your thunder. Hoping you do something about Submission at Sea tomorrow. If you don't do anything tomorrow, we'll do it next week. We'll do it next week because we didn't want to blow up your picture, so or steal your thunder. But if you're okay with it, then we'll share some of those pictures on PB shoutouts next week, so you could have first dibs at your own trips photos. But I made one exception. I really wanted to share my yellowtail, so I added it. 2 exceptions. Okay, 2 exceptions. Anyway, that's what we're doing. Okay, so here we go. You ready, Brian?
I'm ready.
All right, I'm gonna switch it over to your screen, and I'm gonna play the music, so we can probably clip this for the shorts. Here we go, boys. Oh, wrong window.
We've seen you out on the water. They say you fishing harder. I guess we'll find out this week on our PB Shoutout.
Here we go, PB shoutouts. First up, we got Cal right there. Cal double fisting as he always does. First up, bam, we got this guy right here. He didn't just catch one fish. He had to send me a plethora, a collage. I don't think anybody's ever seen a collage before.
Wow.
If you guys don't know who this is Aaron, big yak fish, big water yak fishing. I always get that wrong. Went out fishing out of Pepper Park, which if you don't know where Pepper Park is, it's way down in South Bay past the bridge in the shallow kind of grassy areas. We've fished down there once before. Went out of Pepper Park in National City, caught 7 spotties on a 3-inch caught 7 spotties in 3 feet and 8 feet of water. Water temp was 75 to 76. Ooh, that's nice and warm down there.
Wow.
All caught on the Warbaits half-ounce neck breaker with a Z-Man paddle Z-tails. That must have been like did one last all day, Aaron? Those things last forever. His reel was a Tranks 200. That's a nice reel.
Ooh.
The rod was a custom bait caster I built.
Ooh.
Wind picked up really bad around 10:30, 11, and we called it a day. If you're down in South Bay and that wind picks up, there's no getting out of it. It is like that's the windiest place. Like if it's a windy day, South Bay is rough. That's windy down there.
South Bay is not the way.
South Bay is not the way in the wind. So here's some pictures of some of the fish Aaron caught. Looks like your standard South Bay dinks down there. Did you get illegal down there? It's hard to get illegal sometimes down there. Went with my uncles. His uncles got about 20 to 23 each.
Wow.
But he says they were cheating because they were using a Ned rig, something called the Ned rig.
That's fun though. That's good.
That's not cheating.
I'm sure his uncles had a great time.
That down there is a perfect place for a Ned rig, I think. So good job, Aaron. Next up, we got a trough of fish.
Dorito
this
bag.
is a trip that Jeff from One Cool Tuna. If you don't know, check out his jigs, OCT 10, OCT 4, awesome jigs. Jeff One Cool Tuna, who is in our chat all the time and in our Discord.
Exclamation point OCT in the chat.
The pics are from my last trip on Monday on the Relentless. It was for a charity for Jimmy's House for Veterans. That's awesome.
That's cool.
Not a great fish day. The storm had all the fish mixed up, so I think this was right after that hurricane we had. Yeah. Some of the Dorado and Yellowfin, these two guys were their first tuna.
That's cool.
These guys right here. So guess what? When you catch a tuna, what's a tradition to do? I didn't do it, but you know what the tradition is?
Yep.
Eat the heart. So you can see by this guy's face right here.
Oh, jeez.
That somebody suckered him into doing it, and that must have been his first tuna, and it looks like he ate the heart.
The other guy's thinking
here's
about
all the
stuff.
guys. Looks like a great group, and
Nice.
the awesome thing is they were able to raise $3,000 for the group and had a great time for Jimmy's House for Veterans. So it's
Very
awesome.
nice.
So good job, One Cool Tuna. If you don't know who he is, he's the guy right there up front with the blue bandana. That's Jeff right there.
Yep. Very cool.
Very cool. Next
hold
up,
on.
this guy.
Oh, all right. Here we go. Keep going.
Look at the size of that thing. If you don't know who that is Dave Rage. He's always in the chat. Dave, looks like you caught yourself a yellowtail.
Is he in there? Is he in there?
What's that?
Is he in there?
He's in chat.
What's up, Dave?
What's up,
Nice,
Dave?
nice fish.
Went out on submission to sea with the boys. Great being on the water. Most excellent group of guys. The trip was 99% jigs. No, there's no shock there, he says. The fish weren't biting well, but we did get 8 yellowtail. Should I read all this information? Or should we
Yeah.
save it? Okay. The fish was caught late in the day on the surface irons using a steady retrieve. That's this fish. I heard the boils at the stern. The fish were coming to the surface. I wanted to test my little bait caster, and I sure did. I had a Phoenix Abyss rod rated for 20 to 50 pound, a Pin Fathom 300 low profile. Okay, that's medium for that size.
It was a small reel,
small,
dude.
I guess.
It was small.
With loaded with 40-pound braid and a 40-pound fluoro leader. The fish took many good runs and was able to keep out in front of good to me, and I kept the rod bent. Took about 10 to 15 minutes, and I knew I had the fish. The fish was about 20 pounds. The reel had 25 pounds of drag on it. And it ran too many times. I was freely admit that Roman's fish was bigger I was not on the boat, so I don't. It was bigger. Didn't enter the jackpot, so I took home a prize as the big winner.
He won the jackpot because I didn't get in the jackpot.
Oh, you didn't pay?
No, I didn't get in the jackpot. So he got biggest fish of people that got in the jackpot. I beat him by like a little bit, dude.
So he bought beers for whomever wanted one with the prize money. I ended up paying my galley tab and gave the rest of the crew as a tip. Good fishing karma is a good fishing karma to tip well. Good job, Dave. Nice fish.
Nice job.
Nice story too.
Very cool.
So we got this guy. You know, I think at that beach where he's fishing, those pants are optional. I'm not sure. If you're walking around that specific beach with a measuring device where I'm not going to get this. Sorry, guys. Couldn't help myself when I saw that picture.
Dave's reel was like, I didn't even think it was a 300, Dave. It looked more like a 200, dude. It was a small reel. Sorry to go back to that.
No, those Penn Fathoms are a low profile. Those are newer to the market too.
It looked like a bait caster,
awesome.
dude.
It's awesome, Dave. That put. Thank you, Eric. I knew you think that would be funny. But there's Joe walking around with a ruler attached to his pants. That's Joe Ham, the man. Went out to Torrey Pines with some guys from Shore Pounders. Caught my first sand bass Saturday morning. Caught it on a 1/2 ounce Carolina rig using a 2-inch bait from a bait maker in Shore Pounders. Used 10-pound Iserline mono with an 8-pound mono leader. Don't have a shore setup, so I used my bass gear. That's fine.
Perfect.
7'2" Maxim rod with a Daiwa Fuego 2500, and there's Joe's first sand bass from shore. Bam! Guess what?
Awesome.
It's illegal. Good job.
Oh, nice.
Is that pretty common to catch sand bass from shore? I don't think I've ever caught a sand bass from shore like at a beach. I don't know.
Very nice.
All right, next up, this guy. Look at the size of that halibut. So this is, if you guys don't know who that is Carlos from El Monte, California. Also in chat as Cuda Carlos.
Let's go, Carlos. That's awesome.
Cuda Carlos, thanks for tuning in lately. Really appreciate it. Went fishing on Friday for a few butts out of the Freedom Boat Club in Huntington Beach. Cool. I hear that's a pretty cool club too. We decided to fish local since the offshore stuff was scattered. We drifted sardines out in front of Long Beach for a steady pick all day of sculpins, calicos, sandies, and sheepheads. Dang. Surprise was landing 6 halibuts with 3 of them being legal.
Wow, that's a big one too.
This one right here is his PB and weighed in at, get ready, 18 pounds.
Dang. Okay, Brian. Dang. For the shorts, I need you to say his name and all the stats on the fish in 15 seconds. Go.
For you guys don't know who that is Carlos from El Monte, in chat as Cuda Carlos.
Start over. Go again.
Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. That right there is Cuda Carlos. Carlos from El Monte, California. He got his PB halibut, and that baby weighs 18 pounds out of Long Beach. Congratulations, Carlos.
Woo! All right, perfect.
All right, let me finish this story.
All right, go ahead. Keep going.
I got it on a sardine on a reverse dropper loop 25-pound test with a 2-aught rig J-hook. Super stoked.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
That's not all the pictures you sent me.
Okay, let's go.
Carlos has been a busy guy.
Oh,
gosh.
Jeez. Whoa.
Woo. Okay.
Nice, dude.
He says he was able to take advantage of the great Dorado bite that included one he caught off East Catalina, fly lining a sardine. Caught this one on a low and drop 350-gram chartreuse Shimano flat fall at night.
Oh wow. Very nice.
I think he's talking about this fish on that flat fall. Bam.
Yeah.
And just so you guys know, he caught that near the San Clemente Islands in the fall season, which I guess is pretty close. And he forgot to mention that thing weighed 120 pounds.
Dang. Nice job, Carlos.
Carlos, you've been slaying it.
Yeah,
good job,
that's awesome.
And I don't know where we're gonna go from here. Let's see what else do we got.
Hey, Carlos,
here.
how did you find the show? Let us know in the chat because I'm glad to have you guys up there from a little bit north, starting to check out the show. So it's very cool to have you. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Carlos. Then we got this guy, which sounds like it was a second place fish.
No, it wasn't second place. That was the biggest fish on the boat.
I'm just kidding with you. Go ahead, give yourself a PB shout out. You didn't give me information. Oh, hold on. Let me read this real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
You guys don't know that is Roman Castro. He's the guy the host of Fishy Hour. This is the biggest fish of the day in caps, quotation marks, explanation points. On a kicker 25 surface iron that he was using, throwing his MMFC rod using a Tranks 500 reel. And he says, Roman says, this is my first fish on an iron and my biggest yellowtail on an artificial.
Bam. Yeah, that was the fish right there.
And be thankful, guys. This guy right here is going to show you all his whole setup. You got a Trank, so you can see the kicker iron he used right there, surface iron. Bam. Looks like, what's that, mint? Mint color? That's always popular.
Yeah, Kevin posted it on Fishing Reps, the exact name of that color. I actually borrowed that iron from Kevin and on the Islander trip, and I never gave it back. So sorry, Kevin.
He does that, Kevin. He still has my Whopper plopper.
No, I don't.
2 years ago.
that leader right there, I borrowed that leader from Cal. Thanks, Cal.
And he caught it on our club rod, which is that Seeker Tactic series, and that
Tac
is right
80.
there.
Yep.
Got a custom logo of the Mad Max Fishing Club on it. And how many of those are still available? Those are almost sold out, right?
I think I have 4 still. I have four of those rods left, guys. We have 4 of those rods if you want to check that out. Thanks, Doug. Exclamation point rod in the chat. I'll take you to that. There it is. Custom MMFC Seeker rod collaboration. But yeah, I'm glad I broke in that rod on that yellowtail. Let's go back to the fish picture. So I was hanging out in the galley most of the day. everybody was fishing hard. It was
boat burgers. What were you doing in the galley?
Eating boat burgers, hanging out, talking with Captain Dan, talking with Arnie, just hanging out. Yeah. And people are fishing. It's fine. I get it. I want to fish too, but at the same time, I'm like, I didn't feel like the bite was happening yet. You know, like I just kind of was waiting for something to happen.
Yep.
Kind of what happened with on the Islander with Kevin. Usually when Kevin's on the boat, I wait for Kevin to start getting excited. I mean, he gets pretty excited all the time anyway. But like, I mean, for the fish to start getting caught. Once Dave caught his fish, I was like, okay, it's another kind of biting, not kind of doing it. I started getting ready to go out there and start throwing stuff. In the morning, like I was out there with everybody trying to like just chuck bait and stuff, and try my whole bag of tricks, and then the fish were just not biting, right? So I figured, I'll just take a break, hang out on the galley, interact with people, have some fun, and then of course eat. And then all of a sudden it starts to get like, all right, they're seeing it more often. Everybody's getting excited because they're actually seeing fish now. They're like not just at the bottom, they're also coming up to the surface once in a while. So I'm like, all right, it seems like the captain's more on the fish right now. So I got myself ready, and then I went out there to kind of like do some iron casting just to get like the feel for the rod and the wind and casting off this boat in particular, how everybody was going to maneuver around each other, because that's kind of dangerous too. Everybody like throwing iron everywhere, right? So eventually I settle in, and then I see Yokonator. Somebody calls like, all right, they're right off the bow. They're right off the bow, and I see Yokonator like cast into the school of yellowtail, I guess, right? And as soon as it hits the water, I don't know how many times he cranked it, but he's on. Boom! Like his rod just bends, and immediately, as soon as I see his rod bent, I like cast over him like in the same direction, and by the time my lure landed in the water, I gave it maybe like let it sink for like a split second, and I gave it like 2 cranks, and on the second crank I was like, boom, they had it. It just took off, dude. And Yoke said, you bastard. and then I was on, and then it was amazing because I mean the Tranks 500 is a pretty beefy reel, but that thing was taking drag. It was pretty awesome. But the rod performed well. Like it had a great bend in it, and I didn't feel overwhelmed by that fish. I felt like I felt like the equipment was not too much, not too little. It was just right for that size fish. So it was good. Brought it in, and then got it close. I was having difficulty getting it closer to the boat towards the end of the fight because I had the rod butt in my hip, and I was kind of holding it up with my hip and just my left hand, right? And so it made it difficult for me to bring the fish in towards the boat for some reason. So one thing that I picked up on that fight was I just moved the butt from my hip to under my armpit, and that allowed me to kind of lower the rod more towards the water, but still keeping that bend. And then once I had that the slack up, I could lift the fish up because it gives me a bigger range of movement than just having the rod at my hip. It only gave me like it basically extended how much I could move the rod by like 75%. So it really helped with bringing the fish in because at that point the deckhand's like, hey, you got to bring it in faster so the seals don't get it. And that little tip there made it a lot easier. And I've actually noticed someone else fishing like that on one of Scotty's charters, and I was the one that corrected him. Say, hey man, take the rod off your hip and at this point put it under your armpit so you can have more control. And it worked for that person too. I wasn't seeing it in myself while I was doing it until the deckhand said something. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, little learning opportunity there.
I noticed you didn't give me that tip when I was hooked up to that 65-pound bluefin for an hour and a half. You just sat back and laughed. Thanks.
Yeah, you had that rod. You're riding that rod like a broomstick, dude.
That's right, man.
No, but like,
thing.
But your boat has a lower like rail, you know. Like on your boat, you could do that and still like hunch over and have that range of motion. On these boats, that rail's so high.
Yeah.
That if the rod's at my hip in this picture, for example, the rod doesn't even get to go below the rail, right? It's like at a 45-degree angle up, right?
No, I understand.
Yeah.
That's a great fish. I'm gonna give you a round of applause, Roman. Congratulations for the big fish representing Fishy Hour, taking it out. You know, I wasn't there to get that, so thank you for getting that for me.
Very nice.
All right, last PB shout outs. You don't know who that guy is. That guy is my son. He went kayak fishing for the very first time. That's why I was not at submission at sea. He's starting a new job. He's not going to have weekends off all the time. So he wanted to go kayak fishing. Of course, I'm going to take him kayak fishing. His very first time, he jumped on my kayak. And my son, there you go. Bam. First time out kayaking, 26-inch halibut. I guess that's his PB from the kayak then, right?
Dude, when I first saw that picture, I thought it was you, man.
Yeah, he's grown.
I was like, man.
6'1". He's a big kid now. And there it is on the measuring device, 26-inch. That was it. We caught many spotties. I think we caught probably 20 each. Stayed out there until about 11. But he had a blast on the kayak, guys. I'm super stoked. Eric let me borrow this guy so I could go out with him. Big shout out to Eric. Ramona Automotive let me borrow his backup kayak. It was a Catch 130. It wasn't my PA 360, but it got the job done.
Slam, nice.
Once you get accustomed to that 360 drive, which is all I've ever used, I didn't realize how hard it was to like hold water on like a bridge column without the 360.
Oh,
forward
yeah.
and reverse, and the 180 doesn't seem to take a turn until you really kind of get some momentum going.
Yep.
So that was a little learning curve for me. But thank you, Eric. I did like that thing because it only weighed 60 pounds. It was super easy to get in and out of my truck, carry it around. So it had some advantages, but thank you, Eric. I was able to go out. I had a mission, and my mission was to get really good on the crankbaits out there this weekend, get back in that action. I was slaying them up with the crankbaits. There's a legal spotty right there on the crankbait, and there's another one. That was my mission. Mission accomplished, and I had a great time going out there with my son for the first time on kayaks, and there's a halibut too, guy.
That's awesome.
That is it for PB shout-outs. I'm going to go ahead and exit this, Rowan.
Dang, that was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. That was a fun weekend. I'm really getting back into those hard baits, guys. And if you guys want me to do a show on hard baits, I'm willing to dedicate a whole segment to hard bait fishing. Let me know. Type if you want me to. Hopefully do, because I want to do it. Hard baits are awesome. There's so many choices on it, so many colors, dives, you name it, hook sets, everything. I want to get into the hard baits. This is why I'm not fishing spotty bowl. I like to fish those. But okay, guys,
we could talk about like modifying those crankbaits for like the single hooks.
There you go.
Yeah, and upgrading the split rings and the little oval ring and the nose. Yeah.
All right, guys. My last thing is I need a few more volunteer drivers, please, guys. I need a couple more guys to make this happen the way we want. I know you got to get there a little early. It's a little more work, but the club will definitely appreciate you. Go into Discord and type that you can be a volunteer in the Pickle Run thread. Let me know. That way I can put you on the list. And if you have a vehicle that only fits 3 people, that's more than a vehicle that fits 0. So even if you have a smaller vehicle, I'd appreciate a couple more volunteers. Can't wait, Roman. I've been looking forward to this ever since I bought my kayak. It's one of the reasons I bought it, so I can participate in this pickle run. I'm not going to be in the boat this year. I'm going to be in the kayak. So I'm really looking forward to meeting you guys out on the water, getting that group photo, and go fish with you guys all day long. It's going to be an adventure.
Nice.
I'll be snagging grass, catching bass the whole way. I will see you guys at the pickle run on Saturday morning.
Nice. Thanks, Brian.
Later.
Taking Brian out with the round of applause from the live studio audience. Let's go. Thanks, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Fishy Hour. Please do me a favor. On Monday or Wednesday, whichever show you prefer to watch, invite a friend. Okay, I need you guys to grow this. I need your help to grow this channel. Our goal is to get to 1,000 subs. Seems like a lot, but we can get there. Okay, I'm putting this extra time in with the shorts to grow the channel even faster. Hopefully that's going to prove effective. And we're going to be here Mondays, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be here. Show up, keep showing up. And if you think this show is worth sharing with a friend that's getting into fishing, please share it with them. You'll be doing both of us a favor. Them because they're going to learn, and me because it'll help us grow. Okay? Very cool. All right, shout outs. Shout out to Arnie, Dario, Dave, Yokinator, Kuda Carlos. Dude, Kuda Carlos, thanks for sending all those great pictures. That was awesome. Roy, what up, dude? Down in SD. Shout out to Roy. Shout out to Cal. Shout out to TB Metal Art, exclamation point TB Metal Art in the chat. Shout out to Salty Dangler, Leonard, and Mr. Eric the Judge Lehman for helping me mod today. Thank you so much, guys. Captain Dan, you are a trooper. You're amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to prep all that pizza for submission at sea. That was amazing, and I know it was a ton of work. It doesn't go unnoticed. We all appreciate you so very much. So thank you, Captain Dan, and we'll see you back here on Monday. Really looking forward to the Rachelo Nero trip. It's gonna be a blast. We have who else do we have in here? We have Hyder, if you're still in here. I'm glad you made it back, dude. It's always fun to have you in here. Graham, Dave Rage with the jackpot winning fish. Nice job. And all right, cool. That's all I got for you guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Woo! All right.